Hello students, welcome to Abhyaas IT Prep. In this video, we are going to discuss about JEE Mains 2026, 24th of January Shift 1 paper analysis. Let's get into the video. This question were asked from coordination compounds. They are asking in statement based way. See, the hybridization shape of spin only magnetic moment of K3 cobalt. So we are having this coordination compound is sp3d2 octahedral and they are more magnetic respectively. Let's see here. They are telling that K3 CO3 right? So here what happening cobalt, so it is CO means that is 3d6, right? So it is bidentate ligand means it is weak field ligand, right? It is weak field ligand. So the splitting how it will be means, see here D 1 2 3 4 5, right? We are having here, so 1 2 3 4 5, right? And 6 means it is getting into this, right? So here we are having that S P and D, right? So here we are getting that sp_d2, that means sp3d2 we are getting, right? So here you can see the Bohr magnetic, that 4 we are getting, right? 4 into 4 plus 2 means obviously we are getting some nearest value up to 4. So it is octahedral. Statement 1 is true. And moving on to here, the hybridizations of molecules that they are telling about nickel, manganese and cobalt. See here for nickel we are having that 3d8, right? And for manganese we are having that 3d5. And for cobalt we are having that 3d6. If you see this weak field ligand or strong field ligand means this is strong field ligand. And manganese is weak field ligand. And cobalt is weak field ligand. Right? If you see the splitting here, what happening here? D means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means it is already filled. This electron is coming into this way. Means how it is going to be means, I'll write it here. Means you are having that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This electron is splitting to in this way. Then what happens here means D2 S and P3. D2 sp3, right? So and moving on to next case, we are having that manganese. So here manganese means what, Nana? We are having 3d5. So if you see the splitting here, 1 2 3 4 5, right? See here 1 2 3 4 5, right? Same. And we are having that sp molecule and p3 molecule, which is tetrahedral sp3, right? Moving on to cobalt, it is having 3d6, right? So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6 we are having, right? So it is also having that sp3 dt molecule, sp3 tetrahedral, and here we are having square planar. So respectively the statement 1 and 2 are true. Statement 1 and 2 are true. Not that much moderated one. They are asking in statement based way. Moving on to next question. Here the question is raised from chemical kinetics. They are giving that some conceptual based logical question. A gives rise to B, they are telling that positive, B gives to C negative and C gives rise to D negative. Which of the following graph between potential energy y-axis versus reaction coordinate x-axis correctly representing of the profile diagram? Here the case for positive means energy absorbed here. That means reactants, energy of the reactions is greater than products. And coming to this case, energy released here. That means energy of the reactants is less than your products. Okay. So here the case reactions need to be less and products need to be more, right? So upon this, which will be here, this is your reactant and this is your product. This is your reactant, this is your product. Reaction should be less and product need to be more. Hence the option 3 is your answer. Some concept based question. Moving on to next, here the question is raised from hydrocarbons, which is from alkenes. They are telling that arrange the following alkenes in decreasing order of stability. Alkenes, they are telling that. See here we are having here alpha hydrogen. For first case we are having 12 and second case we are having 6 and this case we are having 9. In this case we are having 6. Let's arrange that. So we are having that first, and then 3, then we are having cis and trans. So trans is more stable than cis. So first 2, then 4. Hence the option will be 3. Moderated one. Moving on to next question. This question were asked from chemical bonding, right? So given below statements are about some molecules. Identify the correct statement they are asking. The dipole moment of value of NF3 is higher than that of NH3. Not at all. NF3 is lesser than this NH3 molecule. This statement is not correct. The dipole moment of value of BH2 is 0. Yes, right. And the bond angle of O2 and F2 is same. Correct. And the formal charge of the central oxygen atom of ozone is -1. No, it is +1. And in NO2, all 3 atoms satisfies the octet rule. Hence, it is very stable. It is not going to satisfy the octet rule anymore. So, hence the correct statements are B and C. Right. So, option 2 is your answer. So, moderated one, they are asking the statement based questions in previous paper also. Here also they are asking same kind of question. Moving on to this question were asked from solutions, which is from osmotic pressure, right? A solution is prepared by dissolving 0.3 grams of non-volatile non-electrolyte solute A of molar mass, 60 grams of mole inverse and 0.9 grams of non-volatile non-electrolyte solute B of molar mass, 180 grams mole inverse. In 100 ml of H2 at 27 degrees Celsius, they are asking osmotic pressure of the solution will be. Osmotic pressure pi is equals to C into RT, right? So here they are asking that molar mass. That means what we need to do, that pi is equals to 0.3 into 60 by 1000 into by 100, right? So into 0.9 into 180 by 1000 into by 100. If you apply R and T value, that is R value they have already given 0.0821 into 300 kelvins. If you do this calculation, you will get your answer. Okay. So moving on to next question. This question were asked from chemical bonding. So they are asking the correct statements of these combinations: IF3, IF5, IF7 and ClO4. See here for IF3, that means your Z is equals to 7 minus 3 by 2. That means 5 we are having. So 5 minus 3 you are getting 2. Means 2 lone pairs, which is sp3d, correct. And moving on to this IF5, 7 minus plus 5 you are getting 2. That means you are getting that 6. So 6 minus 5 you are getting 1. So this is also correct, sp3d2. And IF7, 7 plus 7 by 2 is equals to 7. 7 minus 7 is equals to 0. No lone pairs, and the shape is sp3d3. Yes, correct. And ClO4 minus. Here you are having that 7 plus 1 by 2, you are getting that 4. So 4 minus 4, you are getting 0 lone pairs, and this is sp2d. That means here we are getting 4, that is sp3, right? So it is tetrahedral, but they are telling us sp2d. It is not the correct option. So the correct answer from this is ABC. Right? Moving on to next question. Organic compounds containing nitrogen. They are telling that from disonium salts. Here the disonium salts can be stabilized by electron donating groups. See here the correct state they are asking of disonium salts. First electronic donating group will be for OH3. Then the not having any kind of substituent, then NO2, then cyanide. Let's say A, then C, D, B. So this is your answer, which is 3. So not that much tricky, moderated one. Moving on to next question. From coordination compounds, they are asking that consider a mixture of X which is made up of dissolving 0.4 moles of cobalt, bromine and 0.1 mole of cobalt in water to make 4 liters of solution. When 2 liters of mixture X is allowed to react with excess NO3, it forms precipitate Y. The rest of 2 liters mixture X reacts with barium chloride to form precipitate C. See, they are telling that to reacting, giving that X here, and here also that telling that Z. So which of the following statement is correct? They are asking. Moving on to see, we are having that ammonium and bromine, right? Sulfate and bromine. So here what happening? Your bromine is getting as a PPT, right? So that means your silver nitrate is going to react with bromine and forming as precipitate, right? When you are giving this X and Y mixture, then 2 liters of solution containing of your metals of bromine and as well as your sulfate. When you react with silver nitrate and barium chloride, your AgBr is precipitated. That means 0.2 moles. Here also getting the same, for barium chloride also getting the same. Hence the option will be 1, right? Moving on to next question. Coordination compounds, they are asking that unpaired electrons, right? So this is also statement based. The number of paramagnetic species among cobalt, titanium, vanadium and ferrous. Cobalt, we are having that 3d6, right? And titanium, we are having that 3d1, and vanadium, we are having that 3d0, and ferrous, we are having that 3d5, right? So coming to this, how it is going to split? See here, we are having d6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many we are having here? 4. Right? And moving on to this, titanium 3d1. That means here we are having only one paramagnetic. That means one electron. Here not having any kind of unpaired electrons. Coming to ferrous, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 5 unpaired electrons are having here. That means here they are telling the unpaired electrons 3. Absolutely the statement 1 is right. And moving on to statement 2, they are giving different compounds in terms of unpaired electrons of the compound. They are giving the same order. It is correct or not, we need to verify. Here we are having K4. That means this is 6. Here we are having that 3d5. Here for this 3d6. Here we are having that 3d5. If you split it, how will you getting that? See here, for first one I am writing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That means 0. We are not having anything. And moving on to this, we are getting that 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you are having one electron, unpaired electron. And coming to this case, we are having that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 4 unpaired electrons we are having. And coming to this case, ferrous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means 5 we are having. 0, 1, 4, 5. Accordingly, we are having 0, 1, 4, 5. That means both 1 and 2 statements are true. Some lengthy question, concept based question. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from P block elements. So consider the 3 metal chlorides of X and YZ, where X is water soluble at room temperature, Y is soluble in water at room temperature, and Z is soluble in hot water. They are asking X and Y, Z respectively. This is concept based question. So directly NCERT based one. So answer is CuCl2, AgCl, PbL. So CuCl can be soluble in room temperature, and silver chloride can be soluble in water at room temperature, sparingly soluble. And moving on to this, lead chloride can be soluble at hot water. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from halogens, right? So match the following are the chance. If you know 1, 2 options, you can answer easily, right? So vinyl chloride. That means alpha halogen need to attach to the double bond. That means we are having that A3. So benzyl chloride. Here we are having only the one benzene, right? That means one carbon need to attach with one halogen and as well as a carbon atom. That means 4. Alkyl chloride, it need to be some plain, right? So alkyl chloride means 2. So if you know 1, 2 options, you can answer easily. A3, B4, so you can eliminate here. A3, B4, C2. So option 3 is your answer, right? So match the following are the chance, you will get one more. If you know 1, 2 options, you can answer easily. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from solutions. So weight grams of non-volatile electrode, solid state solute of molar mass, when dissolved in 100 milliliters of water, decreases vapor pressure of water from 640 mmHg to 600 mmHg if aqueous solution of the electrolyte boils 375 kelvins. Kp for water is 0.52 kg mole inverse, then the mole fraction of the electrolyte solution X2 in the solution can be expressed as. They are giving that. See, if delta TB is equals to I into KB into M. If you substitute the values, you are getting that your I value, right? Moving on to with the relative lowering pressure, therefore P0 minus PS by P0 is equals to I into mole fraction of solute, right? If you substitute P0 640 and 600 by 640, I into mole fraction of solute, if you substitute these values, you are getting this answer, right? So this is a calculation question and some time taking one. Moving on to next question, here again we are getting that from chemical thermodynamics, which is that match the following. Reversible expansion, which is work done, so that we can say that this is, and free expansion, work done will be 0 for this, and irreversible expansion and again irreversible, here expansion, here compression, terms are different, right? For expansion need to be first final volume, right? So here 3 final and here this, so hence option will be A to B1, A to B1. So option 4 is your answer, right? Match the following are the chance we are having questions. And this question is asked from organic containing oxygen. A student is given one compound among the following compounds that gives positive test with Tollens reagent. If you observe that positive Tollens test will be observing in which type of compounds are aldehydes, right? Those only can be giving positive. And as well as we are getting that hemiacetals also can be giving Tollens positive test. Since here this is your hemiacetal, answer C is your answer. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from organic containing oxygen. See, a hydrox compound X with molar mass 122 grams of mole inverse is acylated to with acetic anhydride using large excess of reagent. So, the product obtained has a molar mass of 290 grams mole inverse. The number of hydroxyl group present in the compound. Let's see the reaction here. What happening here? This is your molar mass with some hydroxy compound. When you are adding acetic anhydride, you are getting that large excess compound. See here, you are having 122 grams is converted into 290, right? So upon doing by 42, you are getting your answer 4. Means here 42 means what happening here? This is your net increase value. That is your answer is 4, right? Moving on to next question. This question was asked from chemical kinetics. So, at 27 degrees of Celsius in pressure of catalyst, activation energy of a reaction lowered by 10 kilojoule mole inverse, the logarithm of K catalyst by K uncatalyst they are asking. If you see here the reaction, they are asking that catalyst by uncatalyst, right? So, they are telling that E minus delta E by RT. If you substitute catalyst by uncatalyst values of this, you are getting your answer, right? So, 2 is your answer. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from halogens, right? So, this is statement based one. Carbon chloride bond is stronger than CH2 CHCl than CH3 CH2Cl. Yes, carbon chloride is larger. Why? Because it is having resonance, right? So, it is having resonance, so it can make, so it is smaller than this. Statement 1 is active molecule on hydrolysis gives the solution that can rotate plane polarized, right? So, chiral carbons can give that optical active compounds, right? So, hence statement 1 and 2 are true. Moving on to next question, we are having that. Consider the following two reactions A and B. This question is from organic compound containing oxygen. So, when you are doing upon reaction, what you will get, Nana, here? O Na minus plus half H2O, and here you are getting that COO minus half H2O as byproduct C2. So they are asking the molar mass of X and Y. That means your H2 plus CO2. That means what we are getting this 2 plus 44, that is 46. Here is your answer. Very easy question. Moving on to next one. If you see this question is asked from organic chemistry, which is from resonance and inductive effect. That means electron withdrawing groups are minus effect. So here the correct answer from this option, we are having that electron withdrawing group first goes to cis aldehyde 4. Then your benzene. It is not that much stable. Then you are getting that your bromine. After that you are getting that your methoxy. Then CH3. So option 4 is your answer. Okay. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from classification of elements, which is periodicity, the trends they are asking. Statement 1. they are giving from the order is the correct order in terms of metallic character. As we all know, as we moving from left to right, metallic character decreases, right? When we moving from top to bottom, metallic character increases. So here the statement is true. And atomic radius is always greater than the ionic radius for any element. No, it is not correct. So statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Answer 4. So the trends they are asking in periodicity in statement based also. So not that much tricky, moderated one. Moving on to numerical questions. This question is asked from electrochemistry, right? So electricity is passed through an acidic solution of copper till copper 2 plus was exhausted, leading to the deposition of 300 mg of copper metal. However, current 600 mA was continued to pass through the same solution for another 28 minutes by keeping the total volume of the solution fixed at 200 milliliters. The volume of oxygen evolved STP during the entire process they are asking. Here they have given that all this. We need to apply the formula. So if you apply this formula, see here, copper and equals to oxygen, right? Copper they have given that 300 into 10 to the power of minus 3. For copper, how many electrons you are getting, Nana? 2. So 2 by molar mass 63.54, right? So upon you are getting NO2. NO2 also you are getting that 4 electrons. Upon doing calculation, you are getting this much. When current is passed, that means Q is equals to I into T into F. So here I value 600, they have given that current. So current they have given and 28 minutes. We need to convert into 60 and Faraday's 96,500 into 1000. Upon doing for NO2, you are getting, right? By doing calculation by 2 of O2 released, that is 10 to the power of minus 3, 2.36 into 2.61 into STP. For 1 mole, 22.4, right? So if you do the calculation, you are getting 11.35 milliliters. Okay? Calculation is some lengthy. Moving on to next question. This question is asked from ionic equilibrium. Consider two groups of 4 metal ions X2 plus and Y2. A solution containing 0.01 Mx2 plus and 0.0 My2 plus is saturated with H2S. The pH at which metal sulfide Ys will be formed as precipitate. So again they are telling that giving this all equations and we need to apply the formula. So see here we are having the reaction for S2, which is for KSP, Ys and Y2 plus. They have already given for Y2 plus value 0.01. If you do for S2, you are getting the value 4 into 10 to the power of minus 14. So Ka1, activation 1 and activation 2, you are calculate. If you substitute these values upon H plus is already given, S2 minus already given, we have found that S2. If you substitute these values, you are getting that. See, if you are substituting these values Ka into K, this has already given, and H2 means 0.11 we have already given. For S2 minus means 4 into 10 to the power of minus 14 m. If you calculate this much, you are getting that pH is equal to log H plus is equal to minus log 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So your answer will be 4.30. So this question is very lengthy question and calculation is having more and time taking process. And moving on to next question, atomic structure. The hydrogen spectrum consists of several spectral lines in Lyman series, that is L1, L2, L3 and so on, has lowest energy among Lyman series. Similarly, it consists several spectral lines in Balmer series. So has lowest energy among the energy they are asking about Lyman and Balmer. If you see the formula, they are asking that for L1 and L2, delta E L1, if you substitute 1n square by 1n, 1n1 by 1n2, you are getting this, right? If you calculate, you are getting this much is your answer, which is 54. So here the numericals are giving that lengthy and calculation taking time, right? So moving on to next question, Dumas method for estimation of nitrogen. 0.50 grams of an organic compound gave 70 ml of nitrogen collected at 300 kelvins. So 715 mm pressure, the percentage of nitrogen in the organic compound they are asking, right? So Dumas method, and as well as we need to apply here ideal gas law. P1 is equals to V1 by T1 is equals to P2 by V2, right? So here the aqueous tension is there. That means from given you need to minus by 15. That means what happening here, they have given that 700. So you need to, 715, you need to substitute 15. Then you are getting that 700. Aqueous tension means you need to follow this. After substituting, you are getting 58.67 milliliters. So percentage of nitrogen, if you apply volume of N2 at STP of volume of organic compound into 100, you are getting your value, right? So this is also time taking process and lengthy question. And moving on to next question, X and Y are the number of electrons involved respectively during the oxidation of I- to I2, S2 to S by S defined K to Cr2O7. The value of X and Y they are asking. Cr2O7, you are getting Cr plus 3, right? And I is you are getting from I2 and S is getting from, right, S, right? So here what happening here, for 1 chromium plus 3 means that we are getting 2 chromium molecules, right? For 1 chromium we are having plus 6 oxidation, means for 2 chromiums how we are having here, how much we are having, that means 12, right? So here this case plus means here you are getting 0, that means 2 electrons. Here follows the same 2 electrons. And if you balance the oxygens, here having 7 means here you are getting 14, right? Sorry, 7. Here you are getting 12 means it is double, that means 14. If you write the reaction, what happening? Cr2O7 plus 6I plus 17H by Cr plus 3I2 plus H2. That means you are getting your H2 molecule, right? 14 you are getting, that means 7, right? So if you write for another reaction, Cr2O7 plus 3S plus 17H gives rise to, you are getting that S molecules with 2 chromium molecules, 7 H2 molecules. Therefore, the electrons will be, for this case, X will be 6 and Y will be 6. Hence, the answer will be 12. So, your X is 6 and your Y is 6 and the answer will be 12. So, this is the JEE Mains 2026 24th Shift 1 paper analysis. The paper is overall moderated one, mostly NCERT based. Numerical questions were asking lengthy and time taking process. Thanks for watching.